Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. Please remember to subscribe and click on that bell notification icon. That way you get notified every single time I upload a new video, which is at least once every week. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining us back on today's video. On this channel, I talk about my life here in the UK. I also talk about my new job centered around healthcare here in the UK. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the cost of living in the UK, just to give you a well-rounded view of the reality here in the country, just to help you plan and prepare for your trip down here if you're planning to relocate either as a single person or as a family. Alright, so before we get into today's video, let's just give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Amber. So Amber is a platform through which students can book accommodations near their universities. As Southeast Asian largest student accommodation provider, we are currently optional in 100 plus cities in Australia, Europe, Denmark, France, Germany, Ireland, Spain, UK, and a lot more. And it's broken down into 3 steps: search, finalize, and book. For search, students can choose from a wide range of options according to their preference, including low to high budget options and flexibility in size, occupations, whether you want it in suite, studio apartment, multiple sharing, and so on. To finalize, we provide students with round-the-clock free and personalized assistance each step of the way. The last stage, which is booking, their executives will not only be with their students or their clients through every step of the way, but they will also take care of cumbersome paperwork, including lease agreements. Students as well as clients can also find out more about their home away from home with live viewing sessions and are on the ground property experts, which means that even if you're not on the ground, you can also interact with them and they'll conduct live viewing sessions for you. How great is that? So you do not have to be on the ground to actually find an apartment here in the UK. But once you have someone on ground to do all of the cumbersome paperwork and act in your best interest, then you're good to go. So please use the link in the description box. I hope you find what you're looking for and just help you settle a lot better and quicker here in the UK. Alright, so let's get into today's video. Alright, so here in the UK, we pay bills monthly. So the first on the list is no doubt your rent. In some cases, this is the most expensive and the most recurring bill that you pay. Alright, so if you're planning to go to places like London, or you want to come and stay somewhere here in Darlington or closer to the northeast here where I am, the price range is a lot different because rent is relative, and depending on where you find yourself in the country, the rates are different per location. All right, so for this house where I am, I showed you a tour of the house when we got it, and I told you the price then was around 400 to about 500. If you haven't seen the tour of the house, I'll link it up somewhere in the card here so you can go and check it out. This is a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, if you were to go to London and rent this sort of apartment as well, a 2-bedroom apartment, you should be in the ballpark of about 1,500 to about 2,000, 2,200. That's really how different the margin is. Now, compared to somewhere like Darlington and let's say Newcastle, you might pay like 700, 750 for a 2-bedroom apartment. So it's relative. So also, it goes without saying that if you want a 3-bedroom or you want a 1-bedroom, you'll either be paying more or less depending on the specifications that come with the house as well. Now, some of this house come with bills included. Some come furnished, some come unfurnished. Some people choose furnished apartments over unfurnished apartments. This is going to be a totally different video for another day. So the next bill that we pay is council tax. Council tax is basically the monies that we pay to the government, and this is just for the administration of certain basic things like cleaning of the roads, emptying of the garbage bins, things like that that just help the society and help the neighborhood. You can actually see this money put to work. So that is what the money that we pay, and this money also is relative depending on the band that you find yourself in. Most places or most homes pay different rates depending on the band that you fall in, and this is what can be found on the government website. It can also be found in your council borough website. The bands go from A to G, and A being the most affordable and G being the most expensive. All right. Council tax also depends on whether the house is a new build or an old build. This is basically whether it's a new house or an old house. So for us, we pay about 70 to 100. So everything is actually quite transparent. You can see all of these things on the government website. All right. So the next bill we pay is water bills. So for the water bills, we pay around 32 to 35 pounds for our water bills. It also depends on wherever you find yourself as well. Bands and zones pay different amounts of for their water bills, and it's actually quite set for the year. So this is a recurring bill that we pay monthly as well. All right, so the next bill we are going to be talking about is actually a merged bill because I'm putting electricity and gas together. All right, so for some people, their bills are set. They have fixed rates that they pay. For some people, they pay as you go, which is the category that I fall into. Both bills are usually less than £100 per month, depending on the season as well. You also know that you use more gas during the colder seasons because you have central heating and you have to keep the house warm, or else you're gonna freeze all date. But there are different ways to cut that down. You can either buy a standalone heater, an electric heater, fan heater, or just dress up in different layers and just cruise around the house and hope to God that it gets warmer. That's what some people do. Some other people, like myself, we regulate the heating, so we turn it off for a couple of hours and then we turn it off, and then everybody makes sure that they are clothed appropriately for the weather. It just helps you plan going forward. All right, so the next category that we are talking about is internet and mobile data. I'm putting these two together because they're somewhat alike. For your internet, this is either the broadband that you use in the household. This one is not the one that you carry around, so it actually stays in the house. Some plans come with an extra SIM to carry on your phone if you have a dual SIM phone. Some plans come with just the broadband. So depending on the option that you choose, so we pay around £30 and our plan comes with an extra SIM. So one of us has the extra SIM in our phones and then the other person just does a basic mobile data. All right, so the next, which is very important to me after rent, is monthly shopping, is groceries. I mean food. This is for obvious reasons. We have to eat in the house. We are a family of 4. Mostly throughout the month, we don't tend to spend over £200 to £50 on feeding, and that is just because of prudence, really. Some months we spend less. We have only spent a couple of months here, but in all of those months, we haven't really exceeded £250 on feeding per month. So definitely, if you are coming as a single person, you might spend less or more depending on how much you eat or how less you eat. If you're coming as a family of 5 or more, or if you intend to live in a shared apartment and then do your groceries together, you might spend a lot less because you're all contributing. And definitely African foods and buying local indigenous foods are a lot more expensive than buying what is available at grocery stores. You know that there are different places to shop as well if you plan to shop on a budget. I have a video coming up on how I shop and how I do my monthly shopping, just to save costs and plan ahead for the month, so please stick around. All right, so you know that if you want to shop on a budget, you want to have best value for your money and still be able to have turnover at the end of the month, you're going to shop at Aldi. But if you want to be bougie and live on like a baller, you go to Waitrose. Waitrose is like the high-end brands, and that's where it's really expensive to do your shopping. There are other shops in between like Morrison's, Iceland and whatnot, but then if you want to be prudent and you want to live on a budget and just live frugal, go to Aldi, and if you want to ball, go to Waitrose. All right, so for the car users in the house, I'm just going to give you an overview of what it might cost you to, own a car. This depends on a variety of factors, such as, how long you've been driving, what kind of license you're carrying. Depending on all of these factors, your age, it depends on quite a number of factors. But then this is the amount you pay per month for your insurance, and you pay insurance also monthly. Also, we have what we call road tax, and this is what is used to maintain the roads, as the name implies. Fuel is another cost that you might want to think about. For the families that are around me that I've asked, some pay as little as £20 for car insurance because they've been driving for longer, and there's some pay about £70-80 for car insurance because of how recent their driving license is or the type of driving license that they have. Fuel varies as well because, for some people, they live far from where they work, so they have to travel to and from. It's always good to live in the same area where you work and live, or where you school and live, just to cut the cost of fuel. As we know, fuel is going up everywhere in the world. Just to give you an overview, you could spend up to about 60 to 100, depending also on the car. If you have a fuel efficient car, you are good to go. You spend less on fuel. But if you're using a big car with a big engine, with 2 cylinders, need I say more? You pay more. For the last category, which I've just titled Miscellaneous, because you really cannot plan for everything, there will be some surprises along the way, because we haven't really covered everything really. We haven't talked about if you are saving, sending money home, which is usually the priority for most people when they work here. Some people also like to update their wardrobe. Also, if you have children, you're going to be talking about childcare, which is through the roof. It is extremely expensive. That's why I always advise that you come with another adult. If you're coming with children, please make sure you come with another adult. The cost for childcare is exorbitant. It is extremely expensive, and you cannot simply avoid this if you come with another adult, or you come with a child who's old enough to babysit. There's this other thing. If you're planning to come to the UK and you do not know how to drive yet, I would suggest that you go and learn, at least know how to move the car from point A to point B, because the cost to train, the cost to learn how to drive, paying an instructor to drive is, I think the cost of an hour or so is about £30 to £50. So these are just a couple of things that I would like you to consider before you plan your trip and before you decide on where you're going to move in the UK. Alright, so we've come to the end of today's video. Please do not forget to check out today's sponsor. The link will be in the description box below. So for those who are planning to come in as students, or those who are planning to come in alone, and we also offer packages to families, but this is limited to London. Alright, so if you found value in this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe. Also remember to share these videos to your Telegram groups and your WhatsApp groups. It will also help my analytics here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye, guys.